Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to get started here just about a minute early, but I want to thank everyone for tuning in this afternoon. I am Haneefah Khaaliq, and I'm live streaming right now on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, and of course, YouTube. I am running for the office of the United States Senate here in Indiana in 2022, and I'm starting my campaign right now because I believe that's what I'm going to need to do in order to win. This is my seventh live virtual town hall for the city of Indianapolis, and this town hall series was originally meant to take place in person, but of course, due to COVID, we had some issues there and had to make everything virtual. So thank you so much for tuning in. And I also want listeners to know that each Saturday from July through September the 12th, with an exception for August the 1st at 1 p.m. Central Time, I will be hosting these virtual town halls from all of my social media accounts. If you have a question throughout the stream, please place it in the chat, and I will try my best to go back through that chat and find your question after my message is complete. So first of all, for those of you who have been tuning in each Saturday, thank you so much. And to my Indianapolis listeners, thank you for tuning in especially. I always start my town halls off with a brief introduction, my bio, then go into some national, local issues, and of course conclude with some campaign news that I believe you can use. So now, before I get into my message for this Saturday, I first want to start out by stating this, that the United States is in a period of unrest. This can be felt all around. The least we can do is make life easier for each other by giving each other a voice, listening to one another's concerns without interrupting, and finding common ground. Remember, it's like I said last week, the United States remains in a work in progress. And in order to form a more perfect union, we must continue to fight to establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our future generations. Hoosiers, we're all in this together. Individuals who continue to use hateful and divisive rhetoric will be lost in the wind, all right? Because not only do they suck us dry of good energy, but their talk is fueled by opinions, which are the lowest form of human knowledge. What we need is talk fueled by empathy, which is the highest form of human knowledge, requiring the ability to live in someone else's world and understand what's going on from their perspective. Thank you, Bill Bullard. So for those of you just tuning in, once again, I am Haneefah Khaaliq. I'm running for United States Senate right here in Indiana in 2022. And I'm starting my campaign right now because I can't afford to waste time in 2021 and 2022 with introductions. So this is your chance to get to know who I am. I want to go ahead and head right into my message for today. So remember, if you've been tuning in, it may sound a bit like a broken record, but I am using these few moments in the beginning of my message just to let listeners know a little bit about myself. So here we go. I was born and raised in the Hyde Park area of Chicago, Illinois, and after my mom divorced, she remarried, and together we moved to the suburbs of Illinois. When the steel mill shut down in the southern part of Illinois, we packed up and moved to Indiana, and I've been a proud Hoosier ever since the year 2000. I graduated from Lake Central High School in St. John, Indiana, and went on to graduate from both IUPUI and Valparaiso University School of Law. While at IUPUI, I was the president of a campus Christian student organization and also a youth minister for my church. While in Indianapolis, I became a public school teacher for IPS. Now I'm a professor, lawyer, business owner, civil rights agency director, and of course, I am running to be your next United States Senator. My family's economic status always ranged from poor to middle class, and I'll say it every time, that's something I'm proud about because I know what it's like to have hard-working parents work late into the night and come home early in the morning just to keep food on the table. When I was just a student volunteering at IUPUI, I learned what public service was all about. I'm asked all the time about my experience in public service. I don't want people to get that confused with my experience in public office, although I have some experience in both. I've been a community volunteer and advocate ever since I was just about 12 years old. I volunteered with organizations such as the American Red Cross in the past, Habitat for Humanity, countless homeless shelters, food banks, you name it, etc. Now, I'm not here to go on and on about my volunteering experience in the community or to brag about any of that. My purpose for sharing that is simply based on the fact that I want you to see how serious I am when I say no person should ever be elected to office if they haven't first proven they can use their own hands, ladies and gentlemen, in their community to make a difference. This is one sure way to know if you've got someone with the heart and the mind for the people. Now, you may disagree with me, but I believe excellent leaders should know how to lead from the front, and that means setting the example for the rest of us. Now, Hoosiers, hopefully you'll recognize the leader in me in a very short period of time. And you will recognize it so greatly, I'm hoping, that you are compelled to support me in my efforts of becoming your next United States Senator. Indianapolis, I'm aware of some of what you may be experiencing right now. Your mayor and our governor are making difficult decisions to temporarily close some of your businesses again. They're also mandating masks, and things don't look very good right now. But I'm also aware that your police department recently made the decision to no longer authorize no-knock warrants and are implementing other practices and strategies that will hopefully create a better functioning police department. I think that speaks well of them and their desire to do the right things towards community. Is there more that needs to be done? Absolutely. But this is a step in the right direction. This is the type of independent decision making we want to see on the federal level. We want to see a new kind of Congress with men and women like me, like this police department, who are prepared and ready to respond to their communities' cries and pleas. Responsive congressmen and responsive congresswomen. We want a new type of Congress, able to do the right thing in real time by their constituents, not based on party lines, not based on political pandering, not based on money, but based deeply in the purpose of developing a greater democracy. Not later, right now. So for those of you tuning in, I am Haneefah Khaaliq. I'm running for United States Senate in Indiana, and I'm starting my campaign right now because I can't afford to wait until 2021 or 2022 with introductions. This is why I'm giving you a chance right now to meet me and understand who I am. Additionally, I'm asking each of you to head over to my ActBlue account. The name of my committee is Haneefah Khaaliq and Hoosiers for Haneefah. For monthly subscribers, I am throwing in a nice t-shirt for you, and thank you so much for your contribution. So why am I running to be your next United States Senator? Well, to put it shortly, because we are in dire straits and in desperate need of representation in the upper chamber of Congress. It's simply not happening right now, folks. These senators are not accurately representing the voices, the cries, or the pleas of all Hoosiers, even though they say they are. They're doing what they want to do. They're doing what their parties want them to do. And they're not acting on behalf of us. Senator Todd Young picks the voices he wants to hear. That's just not fair. If you say you're representing me, and I'm a Hoosier, if you say you're representing me, you have a responsibility to reach out to me first. That's what I believe, and at least see what I want. As much money as Mr. Young has donated to him all the time, why can't he set up a simple system there that at least takes surveys every once in a while so that he understands what Hoosiers are thinking and what they want? Hoosiers' desires and needs are constantly changing, and senators must be abreast of that, and they must be responsive. Why doesn't he come to small towns and cities and sit with leaders and communities who want better opportunities for their neighborhoods? Why doesn't he hold an online town hall just like I'm doing? This is my 7th one. Has he held a single one for the public? No. Why not allow the voices of frustration to come in? Why doesn't he set up an opportunity for people like you and me to disagree with him, or provide him simply with ideas for future bills that can be introduced? These are the type of questions, ladies and gentlemen, that we need to be asking. Well, this is my introduction, an humble plea to you Hoosiers, that you will set me up very soon to challenge Mr. Young to a debate. Give me a chance to hold him accountable for his negligence, and you will not be disappointed. No one else has asked you this early on for your support, because maybe they're taking a wait and see approach. Or maybe as a voter, you've had it all wrong. Maybe instead of choosing who you want to lead you, you've developed a pattern of waiting around on someone else to tell you, or some organization to tell you who to choose. In 2022, you have a chance to turn that around. This time, you will tell that someone else or that organization who you want to lead you, and hopefully that person you want to lead you will be me. Make no mistake about it, Hoosiers. Our founding fathers and mothers wanted this. They wanted individuals like me, standing bold and ready to serve the American people all the way to victory. Average working individuals like me, dedicated, able to stand up and make a difference, ones unsuspected, who were unafraid in times like these, to represent the voices of the unheard, which is what I promise and intend to do. Now, right now, we have a United States Senate who would be my opponent if you select me, standing in the way of Hoosiers getting some of the most basic and fundamental things of life. And one time, he even had the nerve to call the unemployment benefits you were receiving perverse. Can you imagine? I'll tell you what's perverse. What's perverse is the fact that he's a millionaire who believes an extension in giving Americans a little $600 check is a problem. It's not a problem. He believes a little $1,200 check sent as a stimulus for the American people must be dealt out carefully. Really? Folks, this is sad. It's sad when we have people like this representing us in the United States Congress who accept so much money on a daily basis in donations, but become worried and anxious in just giving Americans just a little bit back of their taxpayer dollars. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. As I stated in my social media earlier this week, As a Hoosier, I couldn't be more disappointed in Senator Young's performance and response to America's crisis. No statement issued on CDC scientists not being able to testify before Congress. No statement on Roger Stone's release. No statement or update on the alleged Russian bounties. Thank God the president decided on his own to start briefing Americans once again on COVID, because this United States senator had nothing to say when the task force was disbanded. Please, if I'm wrong, send a correction. I hope for his sakes I am wrong about some of this. Hoosiers, as a United States senator, you must have someone who is courageous and brave. You must be willing, as a United States senator, at times to make decisions, difficult decisions, which may be contradictory or may be in somehow a disagreement with the president's. And you must be willing to hold them accountable. Why? Because you are acting on behalf of the American people, and more specifically, those from your state, which may from time to time disagree with the president, because that is their right. Anyone who calls themselves running for this office must be willing to tell the president what he must do or what she must do. So this portion of the message is to Senator Young. If you're listening, please be reminded, you're not a member of the president's cabinet. He didn't appoint you. The loyalty you have to Hoosiers should be greater than your loyalty to anyone or anything else. You are charged to act on behalf of Hoosiers, not the president. Please start acting like it. For those of you just tuning in, I am Haneefah Khaaliq. I'm running for the office of the United States Senate right here in Indiana in 2022. And I'm starting my campaign right now because I can't afford to wait until 2021 or 2022 with introductions. I need you to know who I am right now. Additionally, I'm asking each of you to head over to my ActBlue account and give. The name of my committee is Haneefah Khaaliq, and Hoosiers for Haneefah. For monthly subscribers, I am throwing in a nice t-shirt for you. You'll have to wait on it, but it will come eventually. And thank you so much for your contribution. Now, 2022 is right around the corner, folks. I'm starting my campaign now because I wanted to give you an opportunity to know my personality and to know who I am as a person, not a candidate. To share my message, my story, and even call me sometimes to chit-chat. I don't mind disagreeing, just as long as we find what we do have in common. Now, I may have never run for office, but I'm a fresh new face on the scene with a proven track record of service, loyalty, and integrity. I'm not perfect, but I believe I have the perfect message for the right time and the message that people need to hear. Now, as a candidate for United States Senate in Indiana, I remain humble, folks, and I promise to represent you no matter where you come from or who you are. In closing, and before I address any questions, I want to make sure I just share a few things with listeners today. Originally, I did set out to hold a unity bike ride across the region Saturday, August 15th, from here to Indy and DC. I believed that this unity bike ride would bring people together from all walks of life, races, religions in the region, to show peace in a time of racial unrest in this country where we find ourselves again. Unfortunately, and due to the rise in COVID cases across the Hoosier state again, I'm making the tough decision to postpone that event until further notice. I don't want to put riders in a difficult position to choose to ride for unity or stay at home where they can be safe. To that end, I hope you'll continue to sign up for the event on Facebook or at my event page. I'm going to keep them up so that I can put some updates there. Who knows? Maybe we'll do some sort of virtual substitute or replacement for that event. I continue to work on my website. Until then, please visit my Linktree page, which is attached to all of my social media accounts. So you should be able to access that. And finally, please don't wait until 2022 to give a campaign contribution to my ActBlue account. I'm doing all the things that politicians have to do, I suppose, to be heard. And since I'm new at all of this, I need your help more than ever. If you want to volunteer for my campaign, thank you so much. I am still looking for individuals to represent the campaign in Terre Haute, Lafayette, and Bloomington. Finally, I want to give a great shout out to my team and each and every one of the individuals who work closely with me in advising me and giving me all the help that I need. Words cannot express the gratitude that I have for each of you. Finally, please remember to register to vote, folks, and fill out your census. All right. So now I am going to attempt to go back through the chat here and look for any questions which I can respond to. Oh, I see quite a bit of them. Thanks so much for bringing them in here. Okay, Andrea, thank you so much for your question. Andrea is asking, what are your thoughts on ways to close the wealth gap between communities? Excellent question, Andrea, and thank you so much for that. Well, I can tell you right now, the biggest problem that we have in the United States and in America, which I believe is with respect to the wealth gap, is simply income discrimination and not giving employees livable wages. Okay, our businesses, before COVID hit, and even now, many of them are making a quick comeback, but they're not giving their employees livable wages. So that is definitely something that is on my agenda as a future United States Senator to tackle, in addition to the income discrimination, which we continue to see in many aspects of life, across America. So those are the two things that I will be dealing with. I do have a policy that I am creating and continuing to work on with respect to that. Thank you so much. But those are the two biggest things that we need to really work on, is the providing these livable wages, and of course following up with more research with respect to the income discrimination, which is felt by all across the nation, whether you're black, white, or whatever your ethnicity or race may be. Thank you so much for that question, Andrea. Got another question here coming in from Justine. Hey, Justine. Candidate Khaaliq, what would you say to parents across Indiana who are currently considering pulling their students from school systems to homeschool? What are the implications? Okay, well, thanks so much for your question, Justine. One thing I can tell you right now is I believe in the state of Indiana, Governor Holcomb is leaving it up to the districts to determine whether or not their students will be coming back to school or being homeschooled, which, I don't know, you're going to create a patchwork quilt and blanketed the patchwork quilt of some districts doing and some districts not doing that. But I believe the first the individuals who have to be given that input and the opportunity to communicate their concerns are the parents. Parents have also, this COVID has been a challenge for some of them as well, because they're working and they're, having to find childcare as well. And then, some of their children are going back to school, and then some are not. So I do think that, parents who are considering what to do with their children, I think that they need to open up the line of communication with the school, with principals, to ensure that these schools are following the CDC guidelines, reaching out to them. And I think all schools have been given instruction with respect to that and following these CDC guidelines for a safe opening, those ones who do choose to open. And those parents who decide to homeschool, I think the parents in this case would probably be the best decision makers. If they go over the CDC guidelines and still have doubts, why not keep them at home? I think that should be their freedom. Okay. All right, we've got another question here. Andrea coming in. Thanks, Andrea. Andrea is asking, can we do something collectively with you on pushing Todd Young to push for a vote in on the HEROES Act? Well, thank you so much, Andrea. This is one of the things, one of the frustrations, to be quite honest with you, that I have, with respect to Mr. Young, is that it seems that him and his party have taken a wait and see approach. I just don't think that is productive. I don't think that that's true leadership. I think that leaders look ahead and see what's coming and they respond. And I think that the HEROES Act reflects the urgency, and it also reflects what we need at this time right now. So the Senate really needs to come together. What can you do? You can try to call him. You'll probably be put through to a voicemail or receive some sort of automatic response. That's what I get every time I call, but who knows, maybe you'll have better luck getting through to him. But I would be a United States senator who would support the HEROES Act, or a version thereof, after speaking with my Republican friends. Okay, thank you, Andrea. All right, we've got another question here. Do you know how many Hoosiers may be affected by unemployment insurance $600? In addition to ending an eviction moratorium, do you have collective action we can do with you on this? Right. So, Andrea, obviously, this $600, the Senate and the House still haven't come together. I think the Senate did have the majority of the Senate did have a proposal for what they wanted to do about this. I know that many Hoosiers are going to be affected by this. I don't have the exact numbers, but I do know that thousands of Hoosiers are going to be impacted if they don't get that extension with that $600 unemployment benefit and the eviction moratorium is lifted. My hope is that, like I said, we've got to get leaders. We have got to get leaders who look ahead, folks. The problem here is that our United States Congress is taking a wait and see approach, which I have no idea why you would want to do during a pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in a state of emergency. We need our leaders to act quickly. I can't stress this enough. We need that stimulus check. We need an extension in the unemployment benefits, and good grief in the morning, the evictions, the moratorium on evictions needs to be extended. I would say through to the end of the year, because we need help right now. Americans just aren't getting it, because like I said, we got a bunch of people just sitting around and taking a wait and see approach. The nerve of them. The nerve of them. That's not the type of leadership that's helping us right now. You've got to determine, you've got to determine how long they get to sit up there and do stuff like this. All right. Are there any other questions? Any other questions? I think we're doing really great on time here. I'm seeing comments on Instagram. Thanks, guys. All right. Well, if there aren't any more questions coming in, I do make an attempt to answer questions after the broadcast if I see more of them coming in. So if you want to still shoot a question over after this broadcast has ended, I will still respond. One last time, folks, I'm Haneefah Khaaliq, running for United States Senate right here in Indiana in 2022, and I'm starting my campaign right now because that's what I believe I need to do in order to win. I cannot afford to wait until 2021 with introductions. I need you to know who I am right now. So I'm asking you to please share this message. Additionally, I'm asking each of you to head over to my AdBlue account and give. The name of my committee is Haneefah Khaaliq and Hoosiers for Haneefah. For monthly subscribers, I will throw in a nice t-shirt for you. Thank you so much for your contribution. For those of you who have made that monthly subscription, your t-shirt is coming. Be patient, it's coming, okay? Please remember next Saturday is August 1st, and I will be taking a small break from my virtual town halls. However, I will be back the following Saturday, which will be August the 8th, right here at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, pumped up and ready to go as ever to deliver my next virtual town hall for Bloomington, Indiana. Until then, take care of yourself and stay safe out there. God bless you. God bless Indiana. And God bless you. Thank you so much.